Hello everybody and welcome back to Full Throttle Drive. Thank you so much for joining me on today's video. So I wanted to talk about keyless entry and push button start. Now this feature has gained a lot of traction over the last 5 to 10 years, and most new cars that are made today usually have that feature. It's at least an option capable when you buy the car. And while it is a great feature, it is not without its drawback, and that is you could have a key fob that dies on you. And I kind of want to talk about that, some of the issues you may run into, and how you can possibly resolve those issues. Now this is my brother's 2013 Subaru BRZ, and he actually ran into that issue where he was out and about and his key fob died. Now usually before the key fob dies, there are signs that arise so that you know you probably need to look at changing the battery in your key fob. One thing you definitely want to look out for is if you normally get into your car and get ready to start it and you start it and it has no issue, you're fine. But if you start to notice over time that changes, where you would get into the car and it takes a minute, the first time you press the push button start, it doesn't turn over, or it takes a second, or you get an indication that it's not seeing your key at first. Again, any type of hesitation is what you're looking for, and when that starts to happen, that means most likely your key fob battery is dying. It's getting weaker and its strength to communicate with the car is depleting, and that's what you really want to look out for. To take that even further, you may even notice that when you get up to the car, it doesn't want to unlock right when you walk up to the car. Now that can happen if it is blocked, if it's sitting maybe in your back pocket for whatever reason, or your purse, whatever reason. But for the most part, keyless entry should work pretty well. If you have a strong, healthy battery in your key fob, it will be detected by the car from a generous distance, and that should make things work pretty smoothly. Now, one really neat feature that they've added in the last couple of years is a lot of dashes now will tell you when your key fob battery is getting low, and that's because you don't want to be stranded. You don't want to be out, say, late at night getting back to your car and you can't get into your car, because some of these actually have no way. If they're a fully electronic key, you're out of luck. You're either going to have to call some sort of tow company to help you get into your car, or have somebody possibly bring you a spare set of keys. You've got to figure it out, and unfortunately that's not the situation you want to be in, so you want to be looking out for that. Now fortunately for my brother, when he did run out of battery trying to get into his car, he does have this neat feature that on his key fob, it looks like you can actually push this button right here, and it says push, and if you do that, it gives him a physical key. Now this will not start his car, but what it will do is allow him entry into the car, so at least he can get access to it. And from there, say you forgot to actually pull your phone out of your car or whatever, you just need to get something out of it, possibly your user manual, this is a huge help, but not every key has that. So if you run into this issue and you find yourself in this exact situation, what are some of the things you can do? Now, one thing we did notice with this is even though the battery was pretty much completely dead, he was still able to start the car. And by doing that, what he did was he took his key fob, and even though anywhere else in the car would not start, he put it right next to the engine start button, and it actually makes kind of an activation where even though this is dead, it still knows that we have the key fob. Some sort of sensor in here is saying, hey, we are close enough, and it's giving the override access to actually start the car up, which is really nice. Now, not every key fob as well has that feature, but most of them probably will. Now, going back to this actual fake key that's in here to give my brother access, some of these keys that are in here will actually allow you to start your car. You may have an ignition turn switch over here as well as your push button start, and that's pretty nice. So make sure you read your user manual. That's pretty much your best starting point. Read your user manual and it will tell you what your best option is going forward, especially if you have a dead battery. But like I said, look for those indications before you actually run into that problematic situation. Well everyone, that takes care of it for today's video. I just wanted to make a quick short video explaining what we were able to do to get the car started again. Now if you have any other comments or suggestions, please leave them in the comments. I don't know how every car works, so I'd love to hear what you guys have to say as far as starting your car if you have a dead key fob. I did want to take a moment to thank you all for all of your awesome support. You guys are truly the best. If you did enjoy today's video or found it helpful, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. We would love to have you on the community. Thank you all and take care. I'll see you next video.